Today's episode of the Fan Feed Network podcast is brought to you by Bonnier Jewelry. What is up, Fan Feed Network Nation? How is everybody doing? It is week 16 in the fantasy playoffs. We're finding ourselves, for most of us, in the semifinals. Some others, I know you're in a different spot, but this is a big week for all of us. Last week was nuts, tons of scoring, big games from surprise players. It just feels like fantasy is hard to pin down. And that's what we're here today to help you pin down which players are going to be league winners this week, guys you need to pick up off the waiver wire. And then throughout the show, we're going to be answering some questions, some live Q&A. So if you have any questions about starts, sits, pickups, anything like that, we are here for you to help you win your league championship this year. It's grind time. It's crunch time. Let's get into it. So before we go any further, I just want to remind everybody, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with your friends, family, hang out with us. That's what this is all for. We want to hang out with you guys. We're also live over there on social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. You can follow us at Fan Feed Network on any of those. And if you aren't able to listen to the live stream when we go live, you are always more than welcome to listen to us anywhere podcasts are streamed, wherever you listen to your favorite shows. But without much more ado, Alex, Dom, we are here to talk today, and it all rides on this, man. We cannot say anything wrong this week. We got to be right. We got to be right.
It's crunch time. You're right. I mean,
I'm going to go through and ask you guys how your week one went, because I have a very fun story of my pain that I'll share here shortly. But Alex, how was week one of the playoffs for you?
It was okay. I'm in the playoffs in 3 of my 4 leagues. I clinched a bye in the FanFeed Writers League, so wasn't active in that one. Unfortunate this week, actually, because I put up 160, but it didn't even matter. But in my other 2, I went 1-1. I lost to a guy who he made every correct start. He started Tracy and Swift and Kittle and Dowdle, and they all scored touchdowns, and I was doomed from the start. But then I won in my Dynasty League. Had a good week because I had Baker Mayfield. And that was pretty nice.
Oh yeah, having Baker's nice. Good for you. So what does that mean? You're in 2 semifinals?
That's not the right league. No, I had Jacoby Brissett. I made the
Jacoby Brissett.
Start Jacoby, not Baker. Sorry, and then Javonte. J-Mo.
Jameson
Williams. Jameson Williams.
J-Mo has been huge these last couple weeks. I actually bought him in a Dynasty League about 3-4 weeks ago for Harold Fannin in a second, and it hurt me because I love Harold, but I needed receiver help bad. Pretty good trade, straight up, even though Fannin's balling out right now, but Jameson's been balling. So, yeah, that's so good. Can we just take a minute to just appreciate what Jacoby Brissett has done for fantasy football this year? I mean, just give it up, man.
He's the best. He's incredible. I mean, every single week he's putting up 20. He hasn't been under, I think, 18 points since
he's insane.
He's insane.
And that was against Houston. Yeah. Josh Allen got sacked like 20 times against them. And Jacoby, I'm sure he got sacked a lot. I didn't see the box score on that part, but I mean, still threw what, 3 touchdowns?
Yeah, 3 touchdowns.
200 yards. Had how many?
250 yards, 3 touchdowns. Yeah.
Dude, what a dog. Every week. 101 next year. Anyway, just wait until Jacoby gets signed by the Las Vegas Raiders, and then Brock Bowers has this Trey McBride season.
Possible.
I'm just saying.
Speaking of tight ends, can we talk about Kyle Pitts very briefly? Because what was that on Thursday night?
I don't want to talk about him right now.
Kyle Pitts, the single most frustrating fantasy player to own for the last, how long has he been in the league? 4 years?
4 years, yeah.
I mean, there were guys.
It's his 5th year, and his first season he had 1 touchdown, second season 2, third season 3, fourth season 4. This year he has 4. He's going to end up with 5, and then in 2043 he's going to have 25 touchdowns in a seaon. He's the best tight end of all time.
Well, he's currently, I saw a stat today, something that he's going to he's top 5 in yards for tight ends from 26 years old and under. I think he's 5th. Gronk is number 1. Yeah, all time. And he's on, but he doesn't turn 26 until October of next year. So this is still counting, and he's only behind Gronk by like 800 yards or something like that. Kind of nuts. Kyle Pitts is just kind of an anomaly. I still believe in him, but it's just hard to, man. It's like, I feel like people are going to overdraft him next year, and it's just going to be the same thing. I don't know.
Dom, the Kyle Pitts 1 overall agenda has never been better after last week. That's for sure.
Yeah. Dom, did you face off against Kyle Pitts this week?
I did, and I was actually, it's funny enough, I was actually at my friend's restaurant. He's a cook at this restaurant, and he has Kyle Pitts. And I was facing him in the first round of our fantasy football playoffs in one of my main leagues. And he brought me out my food, and I said, "I'm not paying you for this. I'm requesting I'm requesting a tip from you." So by the time that we ate and everything, that we got out at 10:30, Kyle Pitts had like, I think 37 points ish. He didn't reach his max of 45, but so yeah, I felt the wrath of Kyle Pitts, and I paid for it. I paid for it in that league, even though I had a bunch of the guys who did well. I had ETN who did pretty well.
Yeah.
Drake May obviously did pretty well. Bijan did well. So
yeah, I still couldn't do it.
Still couldn't do it. Guys couldn't hold it down. It was just that damn Kyle Pitts,
dude. Well, it's so funny because going into week 1 of the playoffs, I felt like, especially this year, because we've been doing this show, I'm like, okay, I feel like I understand pretty much every player right now and like what's going to happen. Like, it just felt like almost I could, predict what was going to happen. And Thursday night, first game, Kyle Pitts, the 46 burger, some people I play in tight end premium leagues. It was 56. So like, it was unbelievable. And it just goes to show that like literally every week fantasy football throws some kind of curve at you, and it really shines in the playoffs. Dom, how many playoffs were you in this week?
So I actually made all my leagues. I'm in one dynasty and then two regular leagues. Obviously, I lost to you in our regular league in the fantasy feed, the fan feed network league, which I'm not proud of, because if you take a look at my bench, there's Trevor Lawrence sitting there.
Oh no.
Granted, I did have Mahomes in, so it wasn't like I benched Lawrence just because, but he is there, and I will admit that was a mistake. Did not think he would. Yeah.
It's like, how do you know that Trevor Lawrence is going to go off? I mean, it is the Jets.
It is the Jets.
How can you live with yourself after benching Mahomes, in case something like big pops off? That's just crazy.
Yeah, it was. So the trade worked out for you. I don't know if anybody remembers from the podcast, but the trade worked out and you won. The Brian Thomas Jr. for the Pickens trade.
Well, so this is what I was going to say. This is a great example of how you can lose trades in fantasy football and still make it out on top, because I 100% lost that trade. Like, I still believed in Brian Thomas. I traded you George Pickens. George Pickens overall wide receiver 4 on the year. Brian Thomas currently, hold on, I'm pulling this up. I know it's bad, dude.
And you know what's funny? While you pulled that up, he had 6.3 points. George Pickens.
George Pickens had 6.3
wide receiver 44, Brian Thomas Jr.
Brian Thomas, 44.
But this week he was wide receiver 15, and Pickens was wide receiver 58. So,
this was his second best game of the season. Brian Thomas at 17 points. I mean, you can't write the script any better. It felt good. I was definitely scared I was going to lose to you, and then just like double eat crap, after losing the trade, and then on top of that get beat by you in the playoffs. But anyway, how'd your other leagues go?
I won my dynasty playoffs. That was pretty nice.
Cool. That's a big deal.
By like a landslide, and then obviously the other league was the Kyle Pitts, and I don't want to talk about that because I already had my nightmares about that one. So
crazy. Yeah. So I made playoffs, and I think it was 7 leagues total. So 4 dynasty leagues, and then 3 redraft leagues. I had the bye in probably half of them. 1 dynasty league I lost in, the other 2 I won in, and then the redraft leagues I lost in one and then one in the other. But I want to talk about this dynasty league. So this is my first ever dynasty league. It's still going strong. Started in 2018. And I've had the best team for the last 2 years, top scorer by almost 300, 400 points total above everybody else. This year, same thing. But I lost in week 11 to this guy. And this guy, he's the 6th seed in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Not very good. He's averaging 120 a game. Meanwhile, I'm averaging 150, 160. Take him on in week 11, right? I lose to him 167 to 165. Heartbreaker. Wow. Painful. It was his highest scoring game of the season. And the reason I lost is the start decision between DeAndre Swift and Stephon Diggs in my flex. I started Swift. He got me 9. Diggs got 22 that week. So let's fast forward to week 1 of the playoffs, right? Week 1 of the playoffs, I play the same guy. I lose 163 to 161.
Wow.
So he beats me by 2 points again. And guess what it came back down to? Stephon Diggs versus DeAndre Swift. And I started Diggs because he torched the Bills. And literally the same game. That 22-point game in week 11 was when he played the Patriots and torched them. Or played the Bills and torched them. And started him. And it's just pain. I had Swift on my bench with 22. I also had Tony Pollard with 21. Which
he had a good one too.
Never would have started Tony Pollard. But yeah, just pain all the way around. I hate fantasy football so much. I love it to death up until this point. This is the part where I just start to get mad. But anyway, we're here. We're ready to roll. We're going to talk waiver ads today. So once again, everybody, if you are just now joining us, this is a great time to ask questions, starts, sits, waiver ads, any of that stuff. But guys, I sent you all the show sheet with a couple names on here, and we're just going to go through this list from the top. And the first guy I want to talk about, because I think this is probably one of the biggest difference makers right now, is Colby Parkinson. And really, before we dive into the player, I just want to talk briefly about what you're doing in waivers right now in week 16, because you don't want to just go get whatever guys unless you absolutely have to. You're looking for guys who are going to boom in the next week or two. You got 2 more weeks left. We're not handcuffing as much as we normally are. So Colby Parkinson, how do you guys feel about Colby Parkinson? I'll start with Alex.
Yeah, I mean, I like the upside with him because honestly, it's the Rams offense. Every week, somebody's going to get multiple touchdowns. And this week, I mean, it was Colby Parkinson. But Devontae Adams being out does lead to more red zone opportunities for Colby. So he could be a good touchdown in that department. Also, Seattle, not the best defense against tight ends. So
I think they're second worst.
Yeah, they're not great against them. I think that Colby definitely has a chance to have another boom week. It's hard to do it back-to-back weeks, especially when you're a very inconsistent, fantasy option like that. But yeah, honestly, I think he's a guy I'd pick up and start over Oronde Gadsden, Travis Kelce, somebody that's going to likely not be quite as good this week.
Yeah,
totally. Dom, how do you feel about Colby?
Yeah, I'm with the same sentiment as Alex. I think that he's a great pickup this week, especially if you need somebody at tight end and you've been swapping tight ends throughout the season. And if you grab him off of waivers, or if you had him on your bench, I would start him. I would start him over guys like Goddard. Even I would start him over guys like Gatson, obviously, like Alex mentioned. Guys that you don't have trust in every single week. Now that especially that Devontae's out, and I think that Puka's going to be limited a little bit this week as well because I know he got hurt this past game. And he's been averaging 4.7 targets per game, and it's going up as we speak last couple of weeks. So I think he's a fantastic start.
Yeah, I love Colby Parkinson right now. I think he's a great start. And the big thing is just the red zone usage. We know the Rams have been running this 13 personnel, the 3 tight end set, and Colby Parkinson has been that guy. And going back to week 10, he has 6 touchdowns in the last 6 games. So the guy has scored almost a touchdown every single game. He's averaging about 5 targets a game, which is pretty good for a tight end. I just think he's a great ad. And I look at the list right now and I see some guys who are some real stinkers sitting at the top of the list of tight ends. So like Travis Kelce, Travis Kelce's the number 2 tight end overall in the season, which is crazy. And
not for long. Without
not for
Mahomes,
long.
not for long.
That is true. Exactly. He lost Mahomes, so he does have a good matchup against the Titans, but I think I'd rather roll with Parkinson. Better quarterback play. Another guy, Jake Ferguson, who has been great this year. He's playing the Chargers. Chargers are pretty good defense against tight ends, and Ferguson's coming off of a 3-point game. I mean, really, Ferguson has really tailed off since the bye. So potentially, I'm arguing between Colby Parkinson and Jake Ferguson. So it's just ideas for Parkinson. If you've got like a Trey McBride, you're not sitting Trey McBride, or like Brock Bowers, because Brock Bowers plays Houston. Like, don't be a dummy and say, "Oh, I'm going to bench Brock Bowers for Colby Parkinson." Like, just play Bowers. He'll be fine. So, all right, let's move on. Another tight end we got on the list, Darren Waller, which Darren Waller, I will say, he almost kicked me out of the best ball, one of the best ball tournaments on Underdog. I somehow advanced to the semifinals, which I've never done before. It's like a 200,000 people in that competition. So I'm in the top 1,000, and Waller at the end of that game was creeping up on me. I was winning by like 20 points to the next guy, and then Waller started rolling and barely won by like 3 points, got in. So, but Waller played great. So Alex, tell me about Waller. Do you like Waller?
Yeah, so I absolutely love Waller this week, even though, I mean, you're going to look at last week and be like, oh, he had great stats. They were all in garbage time. The Steelers stopped playing defense, and they're a weak defense against tight ends by rule.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of garbage time. So you can discount it a bit. However, he plays the Bengals this week, and they have the worst defense against tight ends by far. They're giving up 18 points a week to tight ends. The second most is they're giving up 19 points a week against tight ends. The second most is 14. So
that's crazy.
I love him this week. I love Waller to get a bunch of targets. Bengals can't cover over the middle, so I'd take him. Even if Tua Stinkson might not play, as Tyler Perry says in chat, I still think whoever the quarterback is I think Quinn Ewers might even play if Mike McDaniel decides it's his job on the line. So, yeah, even if Quinn Ewers by rule, I'd say that rookie quarterbacks, they love tight ends, so I'd go with him either way.
Yeah. Tua Stinks, it might not play. That's crazy. That would ruin my Devin A-Chain love for the end of the season. Troy's in here too. I just wanted to shout out Troy. Thanks for being here, man. He says Parkinson's also his top tight end waiver suggestion this week. And then Tyler Perry also says it would be Zach Wilson coming in, which I thought that was who it would be. And either way, Quinn Ewers, Zach Wilson, put a gun to my head, tell me the difference between the two. I wouldn't be able to. They're both trash. Dom, how do you feel about Darren Waller?
Yeah, again, I'm going to sing on Alex's praises. He's been a monster. I'm looking at his stats right now, and his efficiency has been just not talked about enough. I know Cincinnati's terrible, and they're allowing, I think, 15 touchdowns on the year to tight ends, which is absurd.
They're so bad.
Yeah, they're absolutely terrible. But his efficiency has been so good. He has been targeted 14 times in the last 3 games. He's caught 10 of those passes. So he's over 60-70% efficiency this year and not this year, the past couple of weeks. So He's just been really, really, really good. And in the red zone, he's been targeted 7 times this year. So he's getting those targets, especially in the red zone. He had 2 touchdowns last week. I'm just kind of adding on to what Alex is saying. And again, he's a great start this week. And I honestly, I know that I said I like Parkinson over anybody else. I think I would add him to the list of guys that you would start over Parkinson.
Wow.
Call me crazy.
So I'm going to disagree here. Because I love the matchup. I will say that. Like Alex said, actually, I had to write the tight end article last week for Starts and Sits, and I saw that the Bengals were allowing 24 points per game to the tight end position as a whole. And like you said, the next highest was Seattle. Just nuts. Either way, they are far and beyond the worst defense against tight ends. However, I wrote about Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely last week being smash starts, just absolute obvious smash starts. And Likely was blanked. He had 0 across the board. And then Mark Andrews had 2 catches on 3 targets. And so I just would I just think that Darren Waller's a little bit more boom bust, a little bit scarier of a start. And here's the other thing, because his route participation compared to Greg Dulcich has been pretty low ever since he came back from injury. Greg Dulcich has been running more routes, getting more opportunities in the offense. So that and the quarterback change, I just, if Tua plays, I think it's a much stronger play. But if it's Zach Wilson or God forbid Quinn Ewers, like I'm really scared off of both of those guys, even with the juicy matchup. Tyler Perry says with Zach Wilson, there is no red zones. And yes, I would agree. I would agree. All right. So let's move on to the next one. Our GOAT. We talked about him already, but Jacoby. I'm guessing this is Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, this is Jacoby Brissett.
Okay.
He's still available in a lot of my leagues, which is insane
crazy
to me. So if he's available in your league somehow, by some freak of nature, absolutely start him every week for the rest of the season, is my opinion.
Yeah. If you like to win, just go get him.
Yeah, exactly.
Dom, what do you think?
I don't have to even say more. You guys said it enough. I mean, I could just say Jacoby for the rest. I could just say how do you type it? Yeah, Jacoby. For the rest of the podcast.
I was going to pull up his his schedule's super easy too. Plays Atlanta this week and then Cincinnati next week. So like these are both very good matchups for a guy who loves to throw the ball. Dude, if you have Jacoby Brissett, actually I'm playing against Jacoby in a couple leagues, which is not going to be fun this week. I might be happy.
And not for nothing too, he played Houston, and I don't think we talk about that enough. I think we were talking about it before the podcast. How good their defense is and their quarterback killers. I remember Josh Allen or I forgot who. I think it was Josh Allen going up against them. Just absolutely blanked them. Not 0 points, but not Josh Allen numbers. So we forget how good that defense is, and he still got Michael Wilson 16 points. Trey McBride I think was over 20. If I'm not wrong.
27 for McBride.
27 points. Yeah. So it's just. Yeah, that guy's different. And in
He's
Arizona,
a kingmaker, man.
Yeah,
he's so good.
Yeah.
I definitely love Jacoby Brissett. I can't understand why he would be on the waivers anywhere. Just nuts. 4-person leagues.
51% of leagues. Owned in 51%.
That's crazy. All right, another quarterback I like. If Jacoby's not on your waiver wire, the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Tyler Shuck. Tyler Shuck, man.
Nobody's ever introduced him that way before. You're the first.
Well, today's the day, baby.
Woo! Maybe after this week, they might have to because he's playing the Jets. So
that's what I'm saying.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, Tyler Shuck, man, I love him. I got a lot of crap because I drafted him in the 4th round of a Superflex Dynasty League rookie draft. Everybody was saying he's just trash. He's so bad. Blah, 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 blah. And I just took the free value, took him in the 4th round. Mahomes is out. He was my starting quarterback. Tyler Shuck is going right into that starter slot, and I'm the favorite to win the championship. It's going to be hilarious. I can't wait. But Dom, how do you like Tyler Shuck this week as a pickup?
I know I just said that he's going up against Jets, and people might have to introduce him like you introduced him, but I would temper expectations a little bit. I think he's going to be a very solid start. I don't think that he's going to be anything to close what Trevor Lawrence did. I also think the Saints are a little bit banged up on offense. I know that Devin Neal went down last week, and that's going to be a big hit to him as well. He's one of his favorite targets in that offense alongside with Olave, but I think he's a solid start. I think if you can't get anybody, Mahomes is down. If your league is tight on quarterbacks and you need somebody, people underestimating him, I think he's a solid start this week. I think he should be, if your quarterback needy, one of the higher up on your waiver priority list. Obviously, if Jacoby Brissett isn't there.
Yeah. Alex, how do you feel about Tyler Shuck?
I honestly do like him this week. He's grown into that offense. He has rushing upside with 2 rushing touchdowns just last week. And I mean, I know he doesn't have that many targets, but I mean, Jawan Johnson and Chris Olave, they're solid. Devon Vele has found a career revival the last few weeks with 23 points and 11 and 12 points this past week. He's getting targets, and they've grown some type of connection, especially on third downs. It's been impressive. So even though this is kind of a tank bowl, I don't see any reason that Tyler Shuck shouldn't be starting.
Oh yeah, man. I love Shuck. I just think I think we, as we're like analysts, but even like the big name analysts, the guys like Mel Kiper, all these guys, nobody knows how to evaluate the quarterback position. It is always a guess. And it's like every year we always think that it's going to be one guy. And not that that guy doesn't pan out. A lot of times he doesn't. And then some other guy pans out really well. And it appears to me that Tyler Shuck is the best, one of the best quarterbacks in this class. I would say Jackson Dart is the other. I think Jackson Dart's probably a little better, but Jackson Dart also has has had better weapons, potentially. So anyway, just on the Shuck thing, he's playing really good football right now. The offense is very simple for him. He's playing the Jets. The Jets just allowed Trevor Lawrence to throw 5 touchdowns and rush for a single touchdown. So I'm not saying Shuck's going to do the same thing, but this Jets defense is destroyed. I think you can be in a lot worse spots than starting Tyler Shuck this week. So yeah, let's move on. So we had an injury in Arizona, Zonovan Knight. I think he's out. Is he out for the rest of the season? I can't remember.
Yeah, he just got confirmed out for the rest of the season.
Okay. So, man, they've just had terrible luck at the running back position. That's now James Conner. That's now, who's Trey Benson, the guy we've been holding for all year and just never got activated. Just so much pain. And now they're going right back to the well with Michael Carter and Amari DiMercato. So we can talk about the two of them. I think Michael Carter is probably the most interesting ad. But yeah, let's start with Alex. How do you feel about Michael Carter?
I'm fine with him. I mean, I guess I don't like any of them at this point. I've been hurt too many times. I have both Connor and Benson in multiple leagues.
Oh.
So in a dynasty league, I drafted Benson this year because nobody cared about him. And whatever, man. I guess I'll start Michael Carter if I have no other option, but they split it so evenly between their backup running backs when Benson and Connor aren't there that it doesn't excite me much.
Yeah. Yeah. Dom, how do you feel about Michael Carter or even Amari DiMercato this week?
I feel exactly how it feels when I see Alex just drop him on sleeper on my phone. So exactly the same as you, Alex. You didn't even have to. You could have just showed your phone to the camera and you could have.
I've got a second monitor. My phone's not here. I've got my second monitor. I just dropped events in the waivers.
I have my phone because I'm reading the list on here, and I seen that and I was like, perfect. That's just the perfect example of how I feel about this running back room. Drop them. Don't even. Alex is giving them a benefit of the doubt. Don't stay. It's the playoffs. If you're in the second round, please. I would rather you start if there's a Blake Corum, which we'll get to later. Start him. Start somebody who's in a worthwhile situation. Don't start Michael Carter or DiMercato. It's God, yeah, it's rough. It's rough out here in Arizona for the running backs.
Well, and I will say in his defense, they play Atlanta and Cincinnati. I feel like both of those teams score points, so this should be 2 shootouts coming up. And so Michael Carter has a lot of potential touchdown upside.
Michael Wilson, but that's also maybe. Michael
Wilson. Yeah, Michael Wilson is going to be a league winner, and I am just so sad that he's not on any of my best ball teams. But yeah, Michael Carter. I just think if you're in deeper leagues, like 12-man leagues, and you need help at flex, you could do a lot worse. Especially if there's nobody else down on the list. I think he's going to get opportunities. I think the Cardinals like him. So, but don't expect the moon from the sky. But yeah, let's move on. Dom, you mentioned Blake Corum, so let's hit Blake Corum because I really like Blake Corum. But how do you feel about Blake Corum, Dom?
Yeah, he's just been defying the odds for some reason lately over the past couple weeks. I don't know how with an offense where Kyron Williams is healthy, he's producing like this. And there's no reason he's going to stop anytime soon. I know he's going up against Seattle, which is they're pretty decent against the run, but What went just went up against Detroit, and he still scored 13 points. It's like he's not stopping. They're giving him a ton of attempts. 12 in week 14, 11 in week 15. And even when he had like 7 carries in week 13, he was still scoring 14 points. He's getting a ton of red zone work. The Rams are always in the red zone. They're always going to look like we just said about Colby Parkinson. They're going to get plenty of opportunities in the red zone. So you want guys that are in that opportunity constantly. And Blake Corum seems to be that guy, and they like him. I see a ton of clips of him like getting dropped back at like a couple yards back or fumbling, or especially like midseason, but
yeah,
they're sticking with him, and they're that 1-2 punch with him and Williams is, I think, is really good. So if you're in deep need of running back, forget DeMarcado or not Wilson. Don't forget Wilson
Carter.
Pick up Blake Corum.
Yeah, Alex, how you feel?
Yeah, I'm iffy on Blake Corum. I think he's performing at his maximum right now. I've never seen him play this well. Maybe it's the new normal for him, and if so, I mean, the Rams' rushing attack has just been incredibly efficient, like generationally efficient this year, which is a lot of help. A lot of help comes from how good the passing offense is, but also the scheming. It's been great so far this year. The Seahawks do have one of the better rush defenses, so I don't know if I'd be comfortable starting him as an RB2. If you really need a flex, I mean, hopefully if you're in the semifinals of a playoff league, you have a better flex than Blake Corum. But if you have to, I guess I can see him being a valid option to start this year. He's getting almost equal work with Kieran.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that what we're seeing is that the Rams, and I think this report came out a couple weeks ago, but the Rams are trying to preserve Kyren for the playoffs. And so we're seeing a lot of split work. You know, we're seeing Kyren run a drive and then Blake coming in and running a drive. And honestly, like, I love Kyren, but Blake looks like younger, more spry Kyren. And so I think, especially this week, he's a little more interesting if Devontae Adams isn't good to go, because we just talked about Colby Parkinson being a threat in the red zone, but they love to run the ball in the red zone. And so I think that he's got some touchdown upside. But yeah, it's always, you're not going to, he scored 26 against Arizona. I don't think we're seeing that again. Like not against Seattle. What you're hoping for is about 50, 60 yards and a touchdown. That would be my hope. And if you need that in your flex, go do it. So yeah, we've got let's hit these other 3 running backs as a group and just tell me who your favorite running back out of these 3 are to pick up at this point. So Bill Krosky-Merritt came back in and played pretty well on Sunday. We've also got Audric Estime and Jawar Jordan. Yes, you're hearing that right. In week 16, we're talking about a guy named Jawar Jordan. Alex, I'll let you go first. Tell me who's your favorite out of these 3.
I'm an Audric Estime fan. I'm not going to lie. I had him in my dynasty leagues on my taxi squads last year, and then he got dropped by the Broncos, and I was really sad about it. I thought he had a chance to be pretty good. I liked him in college, honestly, but now he's getting more of a chance with Devin Neal being beat up. So, yeah, he had very little work last week in the rushing game, but he looked good in the pass game. So if he's getting a full workload, if he's the focus back of that team against the New York Jets, honestly, he could be worth a start. Yeah.
Dom, how do you feel about these 3?
Yeah, I was looking at Estimate earlier this morning because I know I have Devin Neal in one of my leagues, and just watching him from this past week, like Alex said, he's going to be efficient against Jets. I could go in at running back and be efficient against the Jets. So maybe I don't know about that. Maybe somebody from the Jets is gonna come on this podcast.
I will not be running the ball against the Jets. I will not do
that. Yeah, maybe not. But no, I trust in Estime. He's good in the pass game. Show's gonna Tyler Shug, whatever.
Shuck. Yeah,
he's gonna be passing the ball a whole bunch. Estime is gonna be running a good amount of routes. So I really like him. I don't even mind. I know that Jawar Jordan is not the cup of tea that everybody wants, but this Houston offense is good. With Woody Marks, they were passing the ball quite a bit to him. He was doing pretty decent before he went down. So if he's out, I don't think he's a bad pickup either.
Yeah. Yeah. So Estime and Jawar, I'll be honest, I'm not interested in either one. From a dynasty perspective, I think, you should, if they're available in your dynasty leagues, like add them. Because you never know what's going to happen. But it's week 16. These guys are very deep picks. And I think Estime, like it's between Estime and Evan Hull, if both Devin Neal and Alvin Kamara are out. And Hull is the more of a pass catcher, where Estime is not, although Estime was playing in the 2-minute offense on Sunday with the Saints. So I think that's pretty cool. So I do like Estime better than Hull. I like Bill better, obviously, the Bill guy. Hey, I'm here. I didn't die off. They got a great playoff schedule. They play the Eagles this week, and the Eagles have been really bad against running backs. They're going to need to kind of lean on a balanced offense. And if Chris Rodriguez is not good to go, I think Bill is a pretty decent pickup. But once again, these are deep league pickups. This is if you've got like 3 flexes or you're in a 14-team league. I don't think any of these guys belong on your roster in a 10-team league. All right, so we got a couple receivers I want to hit. We'll talk about them. We'll do it. The man, Luther Burden, baby. It's happening. I don't want to hear Alex just yet. I want to hear Dom.
I know you don't want to hear me yet.
No. Yeah, Alex, you just stay quiet for this guy. We don't want any more hate for this. No, he with Odunze out, if this all kind of depends on Odunze being out, but if he's out, this is a fantastic start. It's going to be a highly competitive game again, so I really like this for them. Yeah, it all really depends on just if he's out. That's all I really have to say. If he's out, I like him as a low wide receiver 2 flex spot because he can produce. He's not like just a wide receiver 3 you're throwing out there. So yeah, if Odunze's out, yes. And I'm not saying start Odunze either, because if he's in, I wouldn't even start Odunze. He's just kind of taking up space in that offense at the moment. Sad to say. I know I love Odunze, but I'm doing
Speaking
well
of my
right
heart,
now.
baby. I love it. All right, I guess, Alex, you can go ahead.
You sure?
Be gentle.
I'll be gentle. Honestly, I don't mind starting him in a flex.
Yes!
Yeah. It's not the worst thing ever. If Odunze's out. Only if Odunze's out. Because honestly, if you look at his targets, every week he's been getting more targets. He set a season high last week with 7. And he is a guy who's getting a lot of yards per target. So if he's getting 7 targets a game, he's going to get 50 yards. So I don't hate it. I can't wait for you to tell me his yards per route run statistic. That's like one of the best in the league, Cam. But yeah, sure. You can start him in your flex this week. I won't be mad.
Yes, baby. No, I mean, Alex, you just said it all for me. Yeah, he's top 5 in yards per route run this year, at like a 2.56 yards per route run, which is pretty incredible for a rookie who really didn't start playing much until week like 9 or 10. So I love that. I'll be realistic. The Bears offense is just not pass heavy right now. And, it's just scary to start him, especially against Green Bay. We saw how bad the Bears struggled against Green Bay. Maybe they come out and start slinging it to Luther. Who knows? I just think that he's a guy you need to have on your bench at least. You might not have the confidence to start him this week, but like Alex said, he's been slowly increasing his production week after week after week. If he can go out there and ball out against Green Bay, which we just saw both Cortland Sutton and Troy Franklin do it, and I think Luther's better than both of those guys, then, week 17 against San Francisco, who's very banged up, I could see Luther Burden being a potential league winner type of guy. And I'd rather him be on my bench than be on the waivers for other people to go get. So, yeah. And the other thing I'll say is just with how low their pass rate is, his targets, if you look at his box score, doesn't look very impressive. It's like 5, 5, 6, 6, 7. But he's getting like a 25 to 30% target share in these games. So he is eating up the targets better than DJ Moore, even though DJ's scoring the touchdowns, better than Rome Odunze when he's on the field. I love Luther, and really I'm just looking forward to next year at this point. I was wrong. He didn't break out this year. it's happening next year. Troy says if Ramondre Stevenson is out, he will get some snaps. I'm trying to remember who we
don't forget about Stevenson. He had his most efficient week of the year this week.
Yeah,
I like Stevenson if he's available in your league. A lot of people dropped him when Travion was going off. They really shouldn't have. Stevenson's still getting equal carries to him. So
he is. They're sharing the work for sure. And the scariest part about Travion, and this is where I'm going to be realistic, he's just buoyed by these big touchdowns right now. Minus if you get rid of those big touchdowns, they're pretty even. And I love Travion Henderson. He's the favorite for offensive rookie of the year right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't see that coming, but he's on track for 1,100 scrimmage yards out of nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, I know Mike Vrabel is just fuming mad. He's so angry right now. He hates it. All right, now let's go to another receiver. This guy I love is Jaden Reed. So Alex, I'll let you start on Jaden Reed. How do you feel about Jaden Reed as an ad this week?
Absolutely. I think he's going to be the wide receiver one as long as Watson's out. And even when Watson's in, it's kind of a toss-up who's the wide receiver one each week between him and Watson. Jaden Reed, he's not popping off the stat sheet since he's been back from injury, 9 points and 10. But if anybody on that offense is going to score 25 fantasy points in the last few weeks, it's going to be Jaden Reed. So if he's on waivers in your league, which he shouldn't be, grab him right now.
Yeah, and they've been slow playing him. Dom, how do you feel about Jaden?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not as crazy about him, but he's been, especially if Christian Watson's out, I would start him as a flex. He looked pretty decent. Let's look at his stats. He has 10 targets and 2 carries for 22 yards. He has 86 yards on 10 targets and 2 carries for 22 yards. So he's going to be utilized as that wide receiver one. If Watson's out, I have him higher a little bit. Even if he's in, like Alex said, I wouldn't mind starting him as a flex. I'm not as crazy, but the Bears struggle against wide receivers because they play a zone. So they're going to let up chunks. They're going to let up a lot of receptions and big chunk yards.
Yep.
So the only thing might be his red zone work, but we have little data on him right now. He's only played 4 games, so
yeah. Further on Watson went to the hospital after his injury on Sunday. I mean, it looked like he came down hard, maybe broke some ribs there. My mom looked at it and said, collarbone. He broke his collarbone. He didn't. He avoided that injury, but it still looked bad. I'd be shocked if he played this week. And this is the fight for the division. This game is going to decide, I think, who wins the division. So I don't see them giving Jaden Reed any sort of load management game plan. He's going to be out there every snap, and they're going to be throwing it to him.
Yeah, I think he's probably one of my favorite sneaky ads here because he hasn't been popping off but so much. But if you read the signs, if you look at the numbers, increase in targets, these 2 games back from injury. First game back, he only ran like 40% of the routes, but he commanded 4 targets out of that. It was like 19% target share, 17% this past week with 6 targets. Now Watson goes down, which is a big deal because Watson has been eating in that offense. They play Chicago, and Dom alluded to this. Chicago is one of the worst teams against slot receivers. They're not very good at defending slot receivers. So I just think Jaden Reed is one of these guys that could pop off in these last 2 games. And not saying he's going to score you like 30 points, but I think he could score a 20-point game. If Christian Watson was catching 2 touchdowns for like 50 yards and 5-6 catches, who's to say that it couldn't be Jaden Reed? They don't have Tucker Kraft. They don't have Christian Watson. It's going to be Romeo Dobbs, maybe Matthew Golden, but I wouldn't count on it. Love Jaden Reed in this spot.
And I'm very happy that I am 1 spot ahead of you in the waiver order, Cam, going into this. So I will be getting Jaden Reed, and you will not.
Pain! It's okay. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? All right, another good sneaky receiver is Mr. Jalen Coker down there in Carolina. Coker's been stringing together a nice set of games here. Let's go with Alex. How do you feel about Coker?
I mean, he's kind of turning into the deep threat that we thought he'd be. He's catching the long ball touchdowns, and that's what we hoped for. Honestly, it seems like every time that Bryce Young throws to him, it's the best throw he throws all game. So Coker's been the beneficiary of some really great Bryce Young passes. And I will say his upside is a little bit just touchdown dependent. He's not getting that many targets. He's only reached more than 4 once this season. So I'm not the highest on him ever, but you know what? If he can run it back, Tampa Bay secondary is not the best. I wouldn't be surprised if he catches another touchdown this week. But there are other guys I like more.
Yeah, we just saw Tampa Bay give up the 3rd and 28 to the who was that? The Falcons.
Oh, was that
on Thursday night?
Who was that guy? Sills? What's that?
Sills, David Sills the fifth.
Yeah, David Sills.
David Sills V to the layperson. Yeah, that was crazy. He had 6 catches and like 80-something yards. So nuts. Drake London would have destroyed in that game.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dom, how do you feel about Jalen Coker?
Yeah, I mean, I have the same sentiment. I think if he was to get targeted more, we would be going through the roof right now for him. He's been really, really good for each reception he's getting. He's averaging 15 yards on each reception last game.
Yeah.
And then the game before that, he had 18.5 per reception. So it's not like he's catching like 10-yard, he's going to score you 10 points on, 6 to 8 receptions. But he's really efficient. And if he gets targeted more, especially against Tampa Bay, which is really, really weak against the pass, I wouldn't mind starting him at a flex spot at all. Bryce Young has been pretty good these past couple games as well. He's got his footing back. So, yeah, I really like the matchup. And I really like this is a solid, decent player. If you can't pick up any of these high priority like Jaden Reeds or, I'd even start him over Luther Burden because we have a little bit more good stance on where he's going to be at this week.
That's crazy. I love Coker. I think the hard part is how little the Panthers pass. Bryce Young's thrown 24, 20, and 29 times in the last 3 games. There's just not a lot of targets to go around. And there's this one guy named Tetaroa McMillan that's also super sick. I just think that Coker's a little limited there. But if we're really looking into the crystal ball and looking ahead into the future, they are playing Tampa Bay. This is for the division. Like, they are both right there, tied at the top of the division. And the Buccaneers have an obvious problem in their secondary. They have such a bad secondary. They are a pass funnel defense. I think Dave Canales is smart enough to say, hey, this is probably a game where we need to let Bryce let it rip. We just saw him do this to another division opponent back when they played Atlanta back in week 11. Bryce Young was 31 of 45 and 3 touchdowns. So Coker is, if that is the game script, if that's how this game goes, then Coker could be in line for a major game. And don't be surprised if we come back next week and go, told you so. But he's still a scary play because that's, a lot of wishful thinking. The Panthers could easily come out and just be like, oh, we're going to keep running the ball. Or Bryce Young's just not very good against this defense. Who knows? But I like Coker as a whole. Alex, it looks like you've added another two kickers to this list. So let's hear from the kickers. We've got Kaimi Fairbairn, which if he's on your waivers, like, stop playing fantasy football. That's crazy. Did you see something about rostership on him?
So he's available in 40% of leagues. And I've been saying since the start of the season that he's a top 3 kicker in fantasy football. He put up 17 this week. He missed 2 games, and he's the number 4 kicker. Start Kaimi Fairbairn every week. I love him so much. Another guy, I'll skip to the second one. Will Reichard is tied with Brandon Aubrey for second most 50-plus yard field goals in the NFL this year.
Wow.
As a rookie.
Wow.
Like, holy cow. Not a rookie. I think it's his second year. Where did he come from? But he's been amazing. And he's only missed 2 kicks all season. He has a leg. He has a boot. So if either of those guys are available, Reichard available in Reichard available 77% of leagues. If you're starting somebody like, I don't know, Brandon McManus or one of the, like, Blake Groupie, one of those guys over him, you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. Drop Riley Patterson, drop Will Lutz, drop Cairo Santos, and start Reichard or Fairbairn this week. Kickers matter. I
love it. Kickers do matter. I see Will Reichard. Would you recommend somebody drop Eddie Pinheiro for the 49ers for Will Reichard?
Pinheiro's been good too. I would still start Will Reichard.
Man,
but
that's crazy.
I like Panera.
You're gonna have to put in that waiver for fan feed.
I already have Kaimi, so I'm good.
That's good.
It's either Jaden Reed or Kaimi Fairbairn. So, no, you already have Fairbairn on your roster. Oh, okay.
I'd be getting Rickard.
I don't know about
on the defense.
I don't know about Panero. He hasn't missed a kick all year. Like he's
been balling. He's just been hurt. That's the only reason he's dropped in the rankings. I love him.
Would you rather Fairbairn or Jason Myers?
I'm still on Fairbairn. I know Jason Myers has been amazing, but I'm still on Fairbairn there.
Yeah, Myers has been very good. My father-in-law dropped 26 with Jason Myers against me in the league. So, yeah, lost. That was one of the redraft leagues I lost. So that was good. That was really good. Tough sledding for defense streamers this week. I think if the Chiefs are available, they're a viable option. I know no Mahomes. Usually what that means is that teams are going to play really slow, really gross games, and they're playing the Titans. So I could see some turnovers and stuff there. Outside of that, man, it's like I'm looking at least one of my leagues. Bucks are available. Falcons are available, but they're both playing teams that could easily put up a ton of points. Cardinals are available. It's tough sledding. You better hope you got a good defense.
Grab the Saints. They're available in a lot of leagues, and they're playing.
I was just about to say
they're playing the Jets, so I'd take.
Oh yeah, if you can play the Saints, then 100%. That's a great call out.
I grabbed him last week because I was.
Did you?
Because I had my bye, I grabbed him for this week.
Oh, I did see you do that. Yeah, that's crazy. Smart move. Troy says that kickers matter. I have Little one league. Cam Little in one league and Dicker in the other.
Those seem like nouns or adjectives and not kicker names there. So
Little league and Dicker in the other.
Good job holding off on that, Cam. Too.
I hardly know her, man.
Your PR team within your ear, they were like, "Hold on, Cam. Let's make sure this is PG."
That's right. That's right. Pause. All right. I have one last. Well, maybe this isn't the last question, but probably the last question. What are we doing about Justin Jefferson? He has been easily top 2 receiver in the league talent wise, but. As of late, it's been really, really bad. He scored 4 points this week, 3 points the week before, 2 points a week before that, 8 points before that, 11 and 7 is his last stretch of games with JJ McCarthy. He's getting targets, but they're atrocious targets. I know he had some drops in this last game. But he's playing the Giants, and the Giants have an atrocious defense this week. This is one of those tough fantasy questions because it's the semifinals. If you somehow made it with Justin Jefferson, which I'm one of those someones in a dynasty league,
good for you.
What do you do?
Man, it's a great question. And because I've said this all year, and I even on my own social media, people ask me do I start Jefferson? I had him as a sit one week, and I remember someone saying get ball knowledge, you're sitting Jefferson, and I'm like, we're not living in 2023. It's a sad reality where you might have to bench him. And that week he had, I think, 2 points or something crazy. So it's do we start him? I would say if you don't have anybody else, if this is this is your guy that you drafted and your team's built around him, I don't mind him as a flex. Because they're gonna let Giants are just 20. I think the 29th toughest in the league.
They're 30th.
Yeah.
They're the
30th
defense against receivers. Yeah.
Okay.
They're bad.
So but
also JJ's bad.
Yeah. In all honesty, I would try to stay away from starting him. It's this crazy thing. It hurts me to say, and I don't know. I'll let Alex talk first if you want, but I don't even know what to do with him in Dynasty. Because Dynasty is a whole nother question. Because I've seen trades on how much value do I sell JJ?
Oh
for?
yeah. No, listen. Let me just cut you off there. We're not trading him in Dynasty, people.
Yeah,
we are not trading him.
No.
You do not sell low on a guy like this. And if he was not playing well and it was his fault, then maybe you're thinking about it. But it is not his fault. This is a total JJ McCarthy thing. We are not selling Justin Jefferson. We are just tanking for next year. We're waiting until next year. We're buying him, if anything. But yeah, Alex, what would you do? with
It's so hard because my dad drafted him right after I drafted CD Lamb, and I love Justin Jefferson. I still think he's the most talented receiver in the NFL. I would start him this week because I feel like you got to ride with him. He's had 5 weeks of 11 points or less. Bettors would say he's due. I would say he's due to regress to the mean and at least put up a solid performance against an awful Giants defense. They're giving up points to everybody. He has to do something this week. So yeah, I'd start him. Honestly, it'd be funny. It'd be funny looking to start him in your flex spot, but I think that might be what he is, a wide receiver 2 this week / high end flex.
Yeah. So I'll put the scenario in your head. So I'm in a semifinal. I got the bye. This is crazy. Because my running backs are stacked. I've got Trey McBride. My quarterbacks are dope. Like, we're good there. My receivers have been struggling. I got Puka. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Then I have Justin Jefferson and Brian Thomas Jr. You talk about pain. All year this year, this has been nothing but pain.
3 guys going in the first round this year, and then this.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying. It's like, So I've got Luther Burden. I've got Rashid Shaheed. I've got Lil Jordan Humphrey.
No, you're not starting
any of those guys over those 2.
No.
Well, here, let me paint this picture. Brian Thomas Jr. is playing Denver, and I just know that Pat Surtain is going to be just living inside of Brian Thomas's head. I got 3 receiver spots. I've already got 4 running backs starting. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My flexes are filled with running backs. So I think I might be cooked, boys. I think that's really what we're getting to. I'm going to ride with I think I will bench Brian Thomas. I feel safer with Justin Jefferson. I mean, he scored 15 against the Bears week 1 with JJ. He can get there, like a touchdown or 2, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. I'm so scared.
Why not Lil Jordan Humphrey? Come on, he scored a touchdown this weekend.
Dude, he did. He balled, and he plays Jacksonville this week. What an elite ball knowledge move that would be to start Lil Jordan Humphrey over Justin Jefferson in your semifinal, and like Lil Jordan scores 20.
No. That would scare the heck out of me if somebody was starting Lil Jordan Humphrey, because it's like, what do they know that I don't know?
What do they think they know?
Dude, what is 2025? What has happened to this fantasy football season that we are debating Lil Jordan Humphrey and Justin Jefferson? I don't know. All right, we've got no more time, so we'll answer this question from Jordan Love. Wow, Jordan, thanks for being on the show.
Jordan,
not a big fan of your work.
Jordan didn't read this weekend.
Yeah, that's right. In a PPR league, you start Burrow or Stafford, and then at tight end, Kincaid, Schultz, or Theo Johnson. Alex, you go first.
Did you hear what Joe Burrow said after the game last week? He said, no team in the NFL would win a game if I played quarterback how I did this week. He is cold. I don't know why he's cold, but he is cold. However, he plays against the Miami Dolphins, and they're not great. So, honestly, I would say Burrow this week. Stafford, the Seattle defense is a good defense. It's just solid all across the board. It's a very close one. Honestly, I don't think you can go wrong either way. They're 2 great quarterbacks this season. But, yeah, I'd go Burrow slight edge there.
Yeah. Dom, where are you at?
I think I'm going to take an alternate route. I think I'm going to start Stafford. I think he's been matchup proof. I know where Alex is coming from, because you just see that matchup and you're like, oh, this is nice. But I don't know. Like, again, you can't go kind of wrong with that. They're both probably going to do decent to good. I think that 18 to like 22 point range is where they both land, if not better. I just like Stafford because he's a little safer, but with better weapons. And we've seen Seattle go into shootouts. Like, they let a touchdown up to Phillip Rivers. So at this point, who knows? But I think that Stafford's the best option. And honestly, call me crazy, but I do like Johnson this week, Jawan Johnson. I know that Kincaid and Schultz. Yeah, I think that's for me, that's going to be my start.
I didn't know if he was saying Theo or Jawan Johnson.
Oh, that's a good point. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jordan, if you're here, let us know.
Yeah. If it's Jawan Johnson, then I think it's 100%.
I think
I'm going
either
Kincaid.
Johnson. I'll go either Johnson.
I'm going Kincaid. I think Kincaid has been a lot better this year. They play the Browns. It is
It's Juwan.
Juwan.
Okay, Juwan. Yeah.
Well, if it's Juwan playing against the Jets, I do like that. So, yeah, let's go with Juwan. I will stick with y'all on Juwan.
Stack him with Tyler Shuck.
Get the Tyler Shuck stack. Oh my gosh, what a life this is.
And then Estamine, and then Olave, and then and
just
then
Devon Bailey.
Devon Bailey, just the full
just
Monty.
Have it all Saints team.
Just run both running backs, Evan Hull and Audric Estime, just in case. Yeah. That'd be crazy.
Defense.
When you're,
that's my
Saints defense. Hey, and Blake Groupie.
Blake Groupie.
Come on, dog. Come on. Yeah. Anyway, shout out Jordan Love, man. Appreciate you, man. Good luck in your playoffs. And did y'all have anything else? Parting words with the people before these semifinal games, and a lot of people's hearts are broken.
I'll let you go first, Alex.
Yeah, my final words are: I am going to see Drake May play football in person this Sunday for the first time ever against the Ravens. So I am absolutely pumped. I think he's going to go off in fantasy. He's going to score 6 touchdowns and put Lamar Jackson to shame. And if he doesn't, one of my friends is going to lose their league and have to ask out a friend, which is really funny. So I'm rooting for him, but if he loses, that'll be funny too. But start Drake May in every league. I don't care if the Baltimore defense is good. He's going to go off.
Yeah, I need that Drake May going off because I need Baltimore to lose so that my Steelers can get into round 1 and instantly lose to probably the Houston Texans. Dom, what about you? Parting words.
Man, start Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah,
that's it. And Tyler Shuck. That's it.
Yeah,
we could end it.
Yeah. So my parting words after our Justin Jefferson conversation is start your studs. Don't overthink it. Play the guys who got you to this point. If you lose because Jawar Jordan is sitting on the waiver wire and you could have picked him up and he scores 20 fantasy points, welcome to the club. Like, don't start Jawar Johnson over your studs. No matter how frustrated you are right now. So anyway, with that, guys, that is everything we've had. So thank you all for hanging out with us. Thanks for the questions. Once again, you can like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us a lot. We love to see new people, new faces, getting to hang out with us. Also, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. We're active on all 3 of those. And then also listen to us on anywhere podcasts are streamed. If you can't listen to the stream live, listen to it on your way to work, your way home, anywhere in between. And with that, dudes, we wish you all the best of luck this week in your playoffs. And may we come back next week discussing championship strategy. But yeah, with that, we will see you guys next week.
Ladies, we did the research for you. Fellas, pay attention. We've partnered up with Bonheure Jewelry. Bonheure is a celebrity favorite, eco-friendly jewelry company based in New York City. They're adored by stars such as Emma Watson, Gal Gadot, Katy Perry, Kim Kardashian, Kendall Jenner, and Hailey Bieber. Their designs have been featured in top publications including Vogue, Elle, V Magazine, and on major platforms. We love them. They have great pricing for luxury jewelry. It's something that you can start planning for before the holidays get here and get it early. Click on the link in our show notes below. You can sign up for 15% off your first order. When you support our partners, you support FanFeed Network. Check them out.